Hello, Nina.
Hello, David.
And hello, everybody watching.
Hello.
The Equestrian Pedestrian, Bitless and Beautiful, the Evolving Equestrian is the umbrella that we are under.
I love that. I
Thank you.
love that umbrella. That's a nice, secure umbrella.
Yeah, a lot of safety.
We were as we often do, talk about positive reinforcement. And I was talking about taking students cross-country schooling. I don't even know if you know what that is. So when you do something called eventing, or 3-day eventing as it was once called, or combined training, one of the disciplines is going out into a big open acreage and jumping over natural obstacles.
Cool. Logs
and ditches and banks and ponds and things like that. It's really fun. I mean, it's really fun. It's very addictive, and horses generally love it. And when we went bitless, I was very nervous to take my students cross-country schooling without the bit. I'm like,
because there's no control?
Well, because I had been trained all my life that you needed the bit to stop the horse. That's how we stopped the horse.
Oh, okay.
So it was crucial. And it was crucial for cross-country because the horses get excited. So I had a lot of issues about that, and I thought, here I am espousing all of this bitlessness, but I need to make sure that I am telling everybody the right thing. I'm seeing other people do it. I'm seeing them go point-to-point chasing, which is racing out in nature, jumping over huge things, bitless and bridleless. I'm like, I know it can be done, but I need to know that I can do it.
You were seeing it on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And
all over Facebook, yeah. So we got our guys in the trailer, and our guys are all a little bit older, the horses, and all of them had been bitted their entire lives. Most of them had never been cross-country schooling. So not only were they going cross-country schooling for the first time, but they're going cross-country schooling bitless for the first time. But they'd all been ridden bitless for the last couple of years and had been great. They could go on trail bitless. They could go do a horse show bitless. We just hadn't gone cross-country schooling bitless. So it wasn't like I was doing something crazy, which I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to think that it was. But it wasn't. And we went, and the horses were remarkable. Now, when we went, we were also whipless and spurless. Besides being bitless, we got into that plateau where there were no items of force. Also meaning that me, as a trainer, would not be standing at the bottom, at the base of a jump or the bank or the pond with a lunge whip, which is very common practice, to scare a horse over, to threaten or intimidate a horse to go over and or across whatever the obstacle or challenge is. So I knew in my heart that I could probably get any of these horses to do any of the very small stuff that we were going to do by establishing in the beginning of the schooling session that I had what I called the Disneyland bucket. The Disneyland bucket was a bucket filled with all sorts of different treats of all sorts of different values. It made a good sound.
Oh, the reinforcement.
Oh, yeah, it made a good sound, the sound that everybody knows of grain inside a bucket sound.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, it made a great sound. It had a good visual. It was one of our white buckets that we do the carrots with every day.
So clever.
So it had a good visual, it had a good sound, and I was holding it. And being that I am the one that does dole out a lot of things from the white buckets, they all knew what was in that white bucket. There was no mystery as to what was in the white bucket. And just in case there had been, I made sure to greet all of them, me with my white bucket, in the beginning of the session. Oh, you want to see what's in that white? You know what's in there.
Yeah,
but
clever.
just in case you don't remember, let me give you a little treat. So here I am with the white bucket,
very clever,
and standing on the offside of any obstacle that I was interested in getting the horses over, whether it was a bank, whether it was a small ditch, whether it was a small jump, or whether it was the pond. We did not have one horse balk at anything that day. That was the first time I ever took a group cross-country schooling that none of the horses had any sort of a reservation about doing anything.
So they had more reservation when you had negative reinforcement? Okay.
Yes.
And this was the first time?
Yes, I have terrible memories of being there with a beautiful old school horse that I loved, who was terrified of ditches, and the only way that I knew was to stand on the other side with the lunge whip. I had been taught that. I didn't make it up. It didn't come to me. That is what I had been taught.
It wasn't your desire to intimidate. And
No, but that's how I would learn that's how you get the reluctant horse to go over. And that wasn't by some crazy backyardsy eventing trainer. I'm talking about really good people that like went to the Olympics and were shortlisted or longlisted to go to the Olympics. I'm sorry if I'm the only one willing to say it, but that's how it's done. We whip them over the jumps, we spur them over the jumps, we coerce them over the jumps, we growl, we use our voices to growl. We do things that insinuate you're going to be in trouble if you don't do it.
I have a question. Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
So if you use the same positive reinforcement, do you think you can get, this is a big question,
Yeah.
do you think you can get them to achieve the same thing as the negative reinforcement people?
100%.
Like the highest jumps, the Olympic?
100%.
Just wanna put
I
that out there.
think even better, because I think the limbic system is more responsive to
excitement.
positivity. Yeah. Negative energy always creates some sort of reluctance.
Yeah, and depression and anxiety. And I don't know if they get the fuck it's. Humans definitely say, oh, screw you. Ooh, sorry for the language. There's kids watching. The negativity.
The heck with you.
The heck with you, yeah, I'm not going to jump this. Yeah, okay.
Yes. Mostly horses are so cooperative because of the construct that they live in
their brain.
and their survival, how they're set up to be cooperative. So they will go still from somebody standing at the base with a lunge whip. They'll go. And they'll learn to go.
But you could squeeze more
But
out.
I think you'll get way more out of them being on the other side with the treat bucket.
Awesome.
Way more out of them. And not only was it proven to me that time, but the second time we went back, I wanted to see, okay, what had been lucky that day? What had been a fluke? What had been the combination of the horses and the riders? Same horses went, most of the same people. We did it the same way, and it not only did it turn out the same, it turned out better because now it was the second time doing it the positive way. Those horses were so bold and so confident over those obstacles, more so than any time
They were
I've ever
motivated.
been cross-country schooling in the old-fashioned way.
That's crazy. So you could see their motivation for these treats.
Yes.
They were performing for
And
these.
it just made it fun. It made it more like Disneyland. You know, humans think that the cross-country is like Disneyland because it's fun for us. But shouldn't it be fun for the horse too?
That's right.
Shouldn't it be
They shouldn't
fun
be doing
for
it
them?
because they want to avoid getting whipped. They should be doing it for that cash out. That
Yes,
payout,
absolutely.
the jackpot.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I also too made very certain that I removed myself far enough away to allow someone to run a small course away from the treat bucket.
Oh, really?
Knowing
Okay.
that they would come back at the end.
Wow,
and they would get the payoff at the end.
That's a good psychology experiment
Yeah.
because that way you're changing a variable, immediate gratification.
Yeah,
first.
which is how we build it most of the time when we're doing anything with positive reinforcement. Like for instance, I don't know, like say at the Marine Life show, which you know I've mixed emotions about that, but you know I believe that the seal gets a treat somewhat constantly.
And then some after.
And then slowly but surely, you're doing a few more things, and then you get the treat. And then you're doing a few more. So then you can actually perform a whole routine, and then give the treat.
Oh, I get you. You do the steps to get them to go.
Exactly.
To figure it out.
Otherwise, we'd never get anywhere
Right.
because each step you'd have to give a treat.
Right.
So, for instance, like the pool noodle cone, series. At one point, Travi would get a treat just from going through the just 2 pool noodles.
Yeah.
But then he would have to walk through the whole chute before he got it. And that's not like he's saying, "Oh my God,
Yes.
how dare you!"
Yeah.
No, he understands that's how we do it too. We build up.
And I like to think that when I take Callie or Maverick out and they see that fanny pack, they're ready to
They
have some
know.
fun. Yeah.
They
okay,
know.
we're gonna work. We're gonna have some fun.
And in the beginning, again, they may expect more from the fanny pack more often, but at the end, once you have shown them and proven to them that is theirs, everything in here is going to be yours at that final jackpot moment, they get so much
Flooded.
less anxiety about what's in the pouch. Because a lot of people always say, "Oh, my horse is too anxious to work with food. It
we
makes
got a
them too
video.
anxious."
We got a video on this, so go through the video.
Yes, we do. And that's only the case because they're not yet at the place where they've learned it's all yours. It's all going to be yours.
Callie we should end this soon.
Yes.
But Callie's was not even in my fanny pack today. I didn't realize it until we're talking about it.
Never. She never put her face in it one time.
And I was making sure.
So you believe me, right? You finally believe me. I still have a couple of people even here that say, no, she'll never get over her anxiety about the food.
Maverick will check up on my fanny pack.
Why? Tell me why. Have you been as consistent with Maverick as you have with Callie?
No.
No. He goes for long gaps without anybody working with him. And what do I always say when you have those super long gaps? With an older horse, they're going to default into their old
That's true.
ways. They're going to think of their old training.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you worked with Maverick several times a week, you would have had the same results you would have had today.
You're right. He'd be dialed in. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay. Well, this is a
Consistency. That's all. That's all it takes.
And
Consistency, positivity, time, patience.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Yeah, patience and compassion are hand in hand. This is great, Nina. That was a lovely
Okay, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you're enjoying our conversation, will you please hit the subscribe button, because we want to get the word not just out, but way, way out to all the far corners of the earth, because everybody everywhere could be practicing more compassionate and ethical horse keeping.
And while you're clicking the subscribe button, click the like button and leave a comment. It would really help spread the message to others who are searching for equine related material or ethical material.
Yes,
So.
and it's not hard to do. It's so easy to do it.
Please. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thanks.